Welcome to episode 84 of G. Haller's Beer Reviews. This afternoon I will be reviewing the Convict Australian Strong Ale from the Gage Road Brewery. So from WA in Western Australia. Comes in at 7.2% alcohol by volume and a 640 milliliter stubby. So it's a limited release. It was only released in January of 2013. So I'm not too sure how long they're going to brew it for, but it is a limited release. So I thought I'll pick it up before it goes. Bit of a spiel here on the side. I won't read it all out because it's quite long, but it says it's got 4 different types of hops, some Galaxy hops, Summer, Stella. Yeah, okay. It says it's got 4, but it only lists 3 here. But it states that it's a stronger beer, but in an Australian style. So they're trying to prove that you can have stronger beers. And they'll still be fine for the Australian summer and those type of environments. A pretty cool looking bottle. I noticed the art on the Gage Roads brews have been changed recently, and they've obviously got a good artist. It's quite a cool picture, the Convict. So yeah, and it's got the same sort of theme as you can see with the Gage Road stuff. But yeah, cool looking bottle anyway. Don't know about the beer. It's not much online about it because it's only come out last month. Yeah, and it's a limited release, so. But without raving on any further, we'll crack it open and give it a go. I've got the wheat beer glass here. I just thought I'll see how it goes with this, so I won't pour it in too quick. So I don't want to get too much of a head. Once it hits that narrow part, as always, it's a beautiful colour. The head didn't come up as much as I thought. This glass normally you'll get a head out of anything, even dishwater. A little bit left in the bottle there, but what a fantastic looking beer. I didn't think it'd be this colour. I think it'd be the way it was described. I thought it'd be a lot lighter. But it's a beautiful red, ruby, rusty colour. Yeah, so gorgeous looking. As for the head, just under 2 fingers. It's a mocha coloured head, a mocha sort of coloured head, ruby coloured head. It seems to be hanging in there okay. But yeah, as for the appearance, quite carbonated. Not as carbonated as some other brews I've seen, like wheat beers and that. You put them in this glass, I almost think they're going to take off into space. But yeah, this is definitely got a fair amount of carbonation, just a nice amount. But that colour, that's really impressive. I quite like that. I love these styles of brews, the ruby red beers, and yeah, this looks great. I'll just top it up. Okay, so that's the whole bottle in there. Okay, now for the smell. I'm getting a real hoppy smell coming out first, and up through the brew. It's really nice sort of cherry dark fruit sort of flavour. Smell. It smells like a an English sort of ruby ale. What you would expect of that. Yeah, the dark fruit sort of cherry. A nice hoppy smell there, and there's some definitely the malts, the undertones there. Right, without further delay, the most important part, the taste test. Cheers. Well, straight up, it's a very hoppy beer, as you tend to expect with the Gage Roads brewery. They tend to have high hopped beers, and this is no exception. It's got a very strong hoppy taste, a nice hop bitterness that lingers in the palate. That's still there now, and in their usual style of how they hop their beers, this definitely has that. Has a nice malty undertone as well. But what really stands out in this is the hop bitterness. It's that's the strongest part of this brew. Extremely hoppy, but very refreshing at the same time. When I say the bitterness is strong, it's not too strong. Maybe for some, but for me, I don't mind a bit of beer. So yeah, it's not too strong for me at all. As for the alcohol, increased alcohol content at 7.2%, it is somewhat noticeable. It is quite strong and potent in the mouth, and you can tell it is a high content beer. But overall, it's not. It doesn't take away from it. It actually probably adds to it. Yeah, not a bad special release. I think it's not a bad brew. Very potent. It's gonna definitely make you know that you're drinking it. It's not something you're drinking like a Sol or a Corona. It's almost, and I like them as well, but they have their place. But you can almost taste taste like water almost some of those brews, but not this one. I'll tell you what, it's very potent. But yeah, you get the dark fruits in there as well, which is nice. But as I said, what stands out for this is the hopping. It's extremely pronounced, and that's what they're obviously intended to do, using 4 different types of hops, and that's come out in this brew. I quite like it. I'll give it one more sip, but I'll give it a score. In saying that, so what would I give the Convict? I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a really good beer. It's a very strong beer, and it makes no qualms about that. It calls itself that, the Australian Strong Ale, and it is a very strong ale in flavour and alcohol content. But it is good for what it is. What it says it is. It exactly comes out to be that. So yeah, they hit the nail on the head with this one. So 8.5 out of 10 for the Convict Australian Strong Ale. Thanks for watching another G Haller beer review, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.